At my dad's birthday party, my name tag said, "The Disappointment." My stepmom laughed. Well, it's true. So I stood up, clinked my glass, and said, "I'd like to make a toast to the last time you'll ever see me." I'm 32. If you ask my dad, he'd tell you I'm his biggest disappointment. Not because I'm in trouble or done anything wrong, but because I chose my own path instead of his plan. When my parents divorced, I was 10. Within a year, Dad remarried Stephanie, who had 2 kids, Hunter and Emery. Everything changed. Dad went from being my dad to being their dad. Missed my soccer games, but never Hunter's. Forgot to pick me up, but always on time for Emery's recital. By 14, I babysat them. Did chores they never touched, while they got away with everything. If I complained, Dad would sigh. "They need more attention. You're older. Be mature." Stephanie was more direct. She'd call me selfish. The final straw. Dad drained my college savings account that Mom had set up. Mom fought in court, but the damage was done. I barely spoke to him senior year. Left for college, paid for myself, and only came back for holidays. Years passed. Nothing recovered. I was the difficult child who refused to play their happy family game. Hunter and Emery were golden, which brings me to Dad's birthday party. Stephanie threw a huge party. My aunt convinced me to go. Maybe things have changed. They hadn't. I walked into tension. Polite nods, no real greetings. Dad saw me and his smile flickered for just a second. Near the entrance, name tags, most were normal. Uncle Dave, Cousin Laura, then mine. Underneath my name, in smaller letters, "The Disappointment." Across the room, Stephanie laughed, wine glass in hand, that satisfied smirk plastered on her face like she'd just won. My aunt touched my shoulder. "Are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine," but I wasn't. I was exhausted from years of this. This wasn't new, just the latest reminder of where I stood. I should have left, but something said no. I picked up champagne, clinked it, and turned toward the room. Hunter and Emery held court. Emery gushed about her wedding. "Dad's paying for everything." Dad approached. "I didn't think you were coming. Wouldn't miss it. You've been busy?" "Work's good. I bought a house last year." His brow lifted. "A house?" He took a sip, not asking more. He hated when I succeeded without his help or his money. Stephanie stepped up. Well, at least she finally did something responsible. I turned to her. "Whose idea was the name tag?" She laughed. "You take things so personally." "It was funny." "Right. Actually, you're right about making a joke. I have one too." Her eyes narrowed. I raised my glass. "I'd like to make a toast." The room quieted. People turned. Dad tensed. Stephanie's smile faltered. "To my father and Stephanie. Without them, I wouldn't have learned one of the most valuable lessons of my life." I paused, sipping. Stephanie laughed. "Oh boy." People chuckled. They thought this was banter. "No, really. You always told me families should build each other up, support one another." I turned to Dad. I used to believe that. Dad's throat bobbed, but then I realized something. Silence. Stephanie's knuckles went white. I realized that for some people, support only exists when you fit their version of you. And if you step outside that role, I shook my head. That's when they show how they really feel. Uneasy shifts. Emery looked at Dad. "I used to think if I proved myself, worked hard, succeeded, you'd see me differently. But I get it now. It was never about me." I turned to Dad. "I was never supposed to succeed, was I?" His expression flickered. "But I did. I built something for myself. A life that has nothing to do with this family. And it's been the most peaceful thing I've ever done." Stephanie forced a laugh. "It's just a name tag. You're right, but it's also a pattern. A lifetime of little digs reminding me that no matter what I do, I'll always be the disappointment." Dad cleared his throat. "That's enough. I agree. It is enough." I raised my glass. "To the last time you'll ever see me." Silence. Dad stiffened. Stephanie's jaw dropped. Someone muttered, "Wait, what?" I set my glass down and walked toward the door. For the first time, I wasn't walking away from a fight. I was walking toward freedom. I got in my car and drove. Weeks turned into months. I stayed away from every family event. Through the grapevine, I heard Dad was hurt. Stephanie was furious. I haven't spoken to anyone in that family since, and I don't miss a single one of them.